Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with the final week in the regular season of Bubby's Ultimate Battle League. My name is CBAD, coach of the Detroit Steelings. We are taking on the current second place coach, Uzi Gunner, and the Thunderclap Titans. I always have a great time playing against Uzi. I hope you guys are excited. If you guys are, leave a like, show some love to that subscribe button if you like Draft League content, because as I'm recording this, it's probably my turn to draft in another Draft League. We got one coming right around the corner. Don't you worry. We got the One Last Ride movie coming up as well for the tour that's going on. It's great. It's going to be a fun time. I believe we are locked in playoffs. I do not believe there is anything, any world where I lose this match and I am out of playoffs. There could be, if I get 6-0'd, let me see, if I get 6-0, that puts me at 4-3 even. And that would put me in like 8th place. Maybe. I think I'm still in playoffs even if I get 6-0. I think I'm still in playoffs even if I get 6-0, but I'm going to play like I'm not. This game matters. When I was talking with some folks helping me build, shout out to Ben, shout out to Amber, shout out to Joey, shout out to everybody in the Steelings front office who just kind of helps me run through some thoughts, of course. You know, the question I was asked was like, you know, are you looking to play? Are you looking to win? Like, what are we doing here? Because there's, with playoffs, there is the potential that we play again. So am I trying to bring like a B game or an A game? And I'd like to win this one. I certainly don't want to feel like I'm underprepared for the matchup. I know Uzi puts a ton of work into his content, and I certainly want to respect that and not show up with like physical Supercell Slam Raging Bolt, something like that. So there will be some text floating on screen somewhere in post-production. If you want to hop right on ahead of the battle, I always recommend you guys watch the team builders. That way you guys know what I'm bringing and why I'm bringing it. Spent a lot of time today on this team. I originally woke up this morning and thought the team was done. Wanted a fresh set of eyes on it just to see, you know, anything that I've missed. Turns out I did not have the full team built. Went into panic mode. Absolutely spiraled and focused out on the team. And I believe there is a rhyme or reason for about everything on here. So that being said, I appreciate you guys' time. You guys are going to start to see some teams appear on screen right about now. My opponent has a team that consists of Darkrai, Palafin, Terra Zapdos, Glamora, Rillaboom, Terra Rhyperior, Cinccino, Zoroark, Hisuian Zoroark, excuse me, and Hitmonlee. I went through and already talked about my Terra Captains, but his Terra Captains are Zapdos and Rhyperior, two very, very powerful Pokemon that can always appreciate a good Terra type. Looking at the matchup overall, Uzi has been very, very good at what he does. I mean, he's a fantastic battler. Looking at things like the, let me see here, pull up the, Darkrai has shown up to like every single game. Palafin has shown up to like every single game. Looks like Zapdos has. I mean, he's very good with what he's got. And the team that he has is very scary. I think he did a great job crafting this team with the amount of points. It doesn't feel like there's really any low-hanging fruit points-wise on there. So really, really well-crafted team. But of course, as always, I think that I've got the 6 that I need in order to take him on. First Pokemon we are bringing this week, actually fresh off the bench from one of our free agency picks, is going to be Minute Maid the Cinccino. Now, she's holding her Heat Rock with the Technician ability. Sunny Day, Bullet Seed, Tidy Up, and Triple Axle. We have 40 EVs in HP, 252 in attack, 216 in speed, and a Jolly Nature. What does this do for us? So the fastest Pokemon on Uzi's team is going to be the Darkrai because it has 125 base speed. I cannot naturally outspeed that, but I am naturally outspeeding everything below that. Hisuian Zoroark, Palafin, Zapdos, Cinccino, everything that you see in the team section down below except the Darkrai or obviously any choice Scarf users. Obviously, with the Heat Rock and the Sunny Day, there is a sun element to the team this week. It is not super sun. I say there's not super sun, but I do have 2 Sunny Day users. I don't think it's like, it's not a chlorophyll set. It's not like Specs, Photosynthesis, Raging Bolt, Scarf, Bandit, like nothing like that. The sun helps. The sun definitely helps in some situations, but I think that if we find ourselves in a situation without the sun, it's not like all hope is lost. One of the reasons I wanted to do that is because I think that the Pokemon that can utilize the sun this week, we've got about 3 out of 6 of them that benefit from it. Really, so maybe it is a sun team if half the team benefit. You let me know in the comment section. But the other thing is that I felt like, as my voice cracks here, I felt that Rain looked maybe ideal into him. Some of the feedback that I got during the kind of team review process with some peers was that a variant of Basculegion could be very good into his team, depending on like an adaptability or a Swift Swim set. My worry with that, like offensively, yes, I think that that looks good. Like on paper, 2 + 2 = 4. My problem with that is Rain activates Palafin and Zapdos way too easily. Like way too easily. Like a Scarf Palafin in the rain just like 6-0s me on principle. I understand I have Thunderclap. I do. I get that. I realize that as you're writing the comment, but it still hits like a freight train, especially with the Lightning Rod Pokemon that he's got there with Rhyperior, you know? So it just is one, like in Zapdos with Hurricanes and Terra Flying I'm not looking to make his job easier. So that's why I didn't want to go Rain this week. I feel like this team matches my play style and how I've been playing this overall regular season pretty well. As far as the moveset itself goes, Tail Slap's okay. He's got the Ghost type in his Hisuian Zoroark. Has he actually... So he's brought Zoroark week 1, week 5. A third of the time he's brought Zoroark. He could bring it against me. I don't know. But if he does bring Zoroark, stuff like Triple Axle and Bullet Seed are able to knock it out, which is great. Like Ice and Grass are pretty okay into the team, because if it doesn't hit it super effectively, I probably don't have super effective or neutrally, I probably don't have super effective coverage for it. So like Hisuian Zoroark, Bullet Seed, depending on the rolls, or Triple Axle with all 3 rolls will always knock that out, depending on the set. Bullet Seed is doing huge damage into Palafin. Triple Axle into Zapdos before it tears is doing great. Tinkaton, I really don't have like a good way to hit it in general, so that just kind of is what it is. Hitmonlee, Bullet Seed based on the rolls, can take it out. Same thing with the Triple Axle. Glamora, same sentiment. I can 2-hit KO Glamora in most cases. If I do have a Tidy Up, or if I'm able to go for a Tidy Up in front of it and I'm at +1 attack, Bullet Seed can knock it out if I start to get some higher rolls on there. Rillaboom, if I survive the Grassy Glide, Triple Axle is doing some great damage into that. And then as far as Rhyperior goes, I don't anticipate Rhyperior to have Solid Rock. I anticipated that in my mind, in my monkey brain, I have a very strong Electric Dragon type, so Rhyperior as a Pokemon that can get a typing-based electric immunity and Lightning Rod can go Terra Fairy and just whoop, just cancels out my Raging Bolt. So I'm expecting Lightning Rod on the Rhyperior. So that being said, a 4-hit Bullet Seed, if Rhyperior does not Terra, can 4-hit KO in most cases. If he does go the Terra Fairy route, then we're able to like 2-hit KO it with some higher rolls. If we do have a Tidy Up off, things along those lines. Very, very fast Pokemon. It was the fastest option that I had for setting the Sun up. So we do get all 8 turns of Sun with the Heat Rock. Bullet Seed and Triple Axle, again, are really nice. Tidy Up is a form of hazard removal. Should Glamora get any sort of hazards up, he does have access to Rocks, Spikes, and Toxic Spikes. Of course, Toxic Debris on Glamora. Rhyperior and Tinkaton also get Stealth Rock, so just something to keep in mind here. Well, you said your 3 out of your 6 Mons benefit from the Sun there, Chase. What are you bringing? Titano Strike, the Raging Bolt. I'm bringing the Bolt. I'm bringing the Boltonator. Holding leftovers with the Photosynthesis ability, we have Calm Mind, Sunny Day, Weather Ball, and Thunderbolt. 204 EVs in defense, 176 in special attack, 128 in special defense with a bold nature. This was originally crafted for something like Tinkaton with the Play Rough. Like, can I take some of those hits from that thing? Let me double check my calc here, because I'm going to say it, I'm going to speak it into existence, and then it's going to go absolutely haywire, and I'm going to hate everything. If it is like a max HP supportive set, this Raging Bolt build is 4-hit KO'd by Play Rough. If it is a max attack set, I am 3-hit KO'd by Play Rough. And if it is an Adamant set, it has a very small chance to 2-hit KO me with Play Rough, and that's assuming, again, all 3 consecutively are able to knock me out. If the Sun is up, which is a great thing to think about, I KO a max HP Tinkaton with Weather Ball. Like, on principle, it's great. Calm Mind is great. I'm able to boost up the electric move. I'm not bringing a dragon move this week. Dragon move on one hand can be very unguarded, or uncheckable, something like that. So you could see rhyme or reason for something like Dragon Pulse. Thunderbolt was doing more damage across the board, just being a stronger base power move. Dragon Pulse is 85, Thunderbolt is 90. You can do the math. Certain calcs that I was taking a look at going into this matchup, Raging Bolt. So we are, before I can get any sort of Calm Minds up, I am 2-hit KO'd by Ice Beam from Darkrai. If I can get a Calm Mind up ahead of time, I'm 3-hit KO'd. I'm able to 2-hit KO it with an unboosted Thunderbolt from there. Unboosted Zoroark, if he's going a very specially offensive route, I have something in my eye. I am 3-hit KO'd by, so it is a potential for me to get a Calm Mind off. Because unboosted Thunderbolt can already OHKO. No Calm Mind, no Sun, anything along those lines. Palafin, I am, if it is non-banded, I'm 3-hit KO'd by Adamant Hero Ice Punch, which is great. Thunderbolt has a chance to OHKO if the Sun is up or if I have a boost. Let's go on ahead and get him out of there. Offensive Zapdos, I've got an opportunity to boost with the Thunderbolt. It's going to depend on how I think Zapdos to me feels a little bit more defensive of a Terra, whereas Rhyperior could go Lightning Rod, Terra Fairy with like a Rock Polish set in my mind. Like that immediately scares out Raging Bolt to get the Rock Polish off in my mind. So that's kind of what I think about. But if it is an offensive Zapdos, I can 2-hit KO it with an unboosted Thunderbolt. Weather Ball in the Sun is OKOing the Tinkaton. Hitmonlee we're 3-hit KO'd by. We take a lot of physical hits with this set very nicely. Not super effective hits we are able to take pretty well with our specially defensive bulk. If we have a Calm Mind up, we're able to really handle a lot of the specially offensive hits that may come our way. Again, just the fire electric coverage looks really, really nice going into this week. Next up, we've got Rose the Florges. She is holding her leftovers with the flower availability. We have Moonblast, Synthesis, Wish, and Calm Mind. 252 EVs in HP, 64 in defense, 136 in special attack, 56 in special defense with a modest nature. Again, I really want to emphasize that I think every individual thing on this team has like a purpose. Like I don't believe there was ever an EV that I left that I was like, it could be here. Like it's just kind of there. Like there is rhyme and reason behind it. Even if it is just here's where the leftover went, there's a reason why everything else is allocated the way it was. And I always try to do that. I hate running like max sets and just calling it a day. Before I say that, do I have any max sets? I don't. Okay, I wanted to make sure. Florges. So let's talk about Florges this week. Florges' role is to help out a lot with the Darkrai. And somebody in the comment section is already like, Chase, Darkrai gets Sludge Bomb. You fool. What are you doing? Let's talk about Darkrai for a minute. So Wish, Calm Mind is great. Synthesis with the leftovers. Florges is here to stay around a while. If I can remove something like Tinkaton, we're looking really good because the Tinkaton, Glamora to an extent if I don't already have boosts up. Moonblast, obviously very, very strong fairy move, 95 base power, 30% chance to drop a special attack. Synthesis in the Sun doing a lot of recovery. At the very least, it's doing an immediate 50%, whereas tossing up a Wish is the next turn 50% of my health comes back. Calm Mind is able to boost us. Leftovers is here through recovery. I went both Synthesis and Wish. There was some variant of this that had a Psychic Noise for the terrain. There was a variant of this that had just Psychic, so at +1, I always knocked out, or maybe it might have even been with the investment that we have. Either way, to deal with Glamora. But at the end of the day, Tinkaton really just sat in front of this thing and had no care in the world whatsoever. So decided to forego it. I do have other answers for Glamora on the team. I didn't think that this would ever be in a situation to where this was the Tinkaton answer because it can't Terra, obviously. So if we remove those threats from the field, I think like Florges has potentially a field day, quite honestly. The 252 EVs in HP is to make sure that we get the most off of a Wish if we're looking at pass it to any one of our team. The 136 in special attack with a modest nature means that I am always knocking out a standard offensive Darkrai from full. Even if he runs the bulky Darkrai that he has been like really running heavily this season, up to 100 EVs in HP, I still OHKO from full. You have to be even max HP, I still have a 31% chance to OHKO this, and that's without any boosts. Sludge Bomb is a 3-hit KO into me. If I have a Calm Mind up already, Sludge Bomb immediately becomes a 5-hit KO. Like it's not, it is super effective into me, but that special defense stat, it's something. The 56 in special defense with the max HP is what allows me to take the Sludge Bombs. The remainder of that is in physical defense to be able to take some of those hits from some of the more physical mons on his side of the field. Next up, we are bringing our Terra Captain this week. I said I wasn't bringing Rain, which means, you know, I got to do it to him. I'm bringing Stack to low kicks. He's rocking protective pads with the Tinted Lens ability. We have Swords Dance, Leech Life, Sucker Punch, and Trailblaze. Interesting set here, so just hang tight with me. 16 EVs in HP, 96 in attack, 252 in special defense, 144 in speed with an adamant nature. So this set here, so initially there was like a Terra Electric Scarf low kick set that I was thinking about just to make sure that I could always like turn out on the Zapdos and never have to be punished by Static. I like low kicks with the ability to set up. I really like low kicks with the ability to set up. So I wanted to build this out. I was trying to see what worked best for me to see what I could do here, and I think it's great. I think it's great. From this investment, so let's go on ahead and start talking about the angle here. At +1, I outspeed the entirety of Uzi's team, barring any choice Scarfers. The 16 EVs in HP plus the 252 in special defense is the most special defensive bulk that I can possibly run while still being able to OHKO Zapdos at +2. If it is an offensive Zapdos, I'm able to OHKO it with a Terra Bug Leech Life at +2. If it is a defensive set, I do end up, I'm able to 2-hit KO it with Leech Life. If I've already taken a hit, depending on damage rolls, I may be able to win that exchange. Sucker Punch is great. If I Leech Life into a Sucker Punch could be good. A Sucker Punch into a Leech Life, something along those lines. I am 2-hit KO'd by a Timid Darkrai. Terra Leech Life OHKOs it unless he is what is it? Tanga Berry, like max HP, like some crazy, like I don't think, like watch Darkrai be the one that knocks out Low Kicks in this game, but I immediately can't think of a scenario where like Low Kicks doesn't KO Darkrai. Now if he's like Specs, if he's Life Orb, like whatever going into this, like I'm 2-hit KO'd by just a max special attack Timid Darkrai. If he is like modest Spec, like great, there we go. That's the scenario. But again, he's been really enjoying the bulky or nasty plot 3 attack type deals. Maybe even Hypnosis, Nasty Plot 2 attack, something like that. So he's also got a fear for the first impression, quite honestly. Like, respectfully, I've run a first impression. He has to, like, that has to be in the back of his mind. Like, wow, Darkrai really doesn't want to take the smoke this week. So potential for me to Trailblaze onto that into a Leech Life from there. I am 2-hit KO'd by Hisuian Zoroark. If I'm able to call that, I can go for a Sucker Punch, knock it out straight from there without any sort of boost. Could be a situation where I'm able to Trailblaze on it to get the boost and then go for a Leech Life to get a lot of that HP back from there. Palafin, probably always going to OHKO me. Just probably always going to OHKO me. If it is a very offensive banded Palafin, like a hero set, like a very offensive set, +2 Leech Life does have a chance to OHKO it. I probably want a little bit of defense damage on it first. I won't bore you with all the calcs because frankly I'm running a little bit late to the battle, even though him and I both just chatted before this and said take your time, we'll be fine. So there's rhyme and reason for it. It hits pretty hard. If I can get it positionally to where I want it to, it's looking good. Next up, dedicated lead this week, Cannonbolt the Great Tusk, holding his Assault Vest with the Photosynthesis ability, Headlong Rush, Stone Edge, Close Combat, and Rapid Spin. 116 EVs in attack, 140 in special defense, 252 in speed with a Jolly Nature. So with this spread, we are outspeeding Glamora. And somebody may be looking at their speed stats right now and saying, well, Chase, Glamora only hits 298. You could reduce some EVs and run 299. No, I can't, because on the off chance he runs Adamant max speed Palafin or modest max speed Zapdos, those both hit 299, 300. Hits right above those. Look at that. 140 with the special defense, with the Assault Vest. This was originally a heavy duty boot set. And after I was really trying to carve in the special defense to be able to take on a lead Darkrai or a lead Glamora. And after I looked at it, I was like, well, what if this is going to be the lead? Like, why not just AV it? Just make it so I can take those hits. So there is a 50% chance or something like that. As far as Glamora goes, a 3-hit KO by Glamora Energy Ball. There's a chance for it to 3-hit KO me. With the Energy Ball, if it is like a Sash lead, right? I see myself like Great Tusk versus Sash Glamora. If I predict to go for like the Rapid Spin or like just attack it right out the gate and he Spiky Shields, I lose 1/8 of my HP. Then the next turn he lives on Sash, Energy Ball kills me, whatever that looks like. With this spread, I live the Spiky Shield into the Energy Ball. I actually live Spiky Shield into Energy Ball into Spiky Shield. So if I go for the Rapid Spin into the Spiky Shield to break the Sash, it doesn't work. I lose my health. He's like, haha, Energy Ball, knock you out. I live that. I Headlong Rush to bring it down to the Sash. All I need to do is Rapid Spin it away there afterwards, or I can try to Rapid Spin the next turn and break the Sash, whatever that looks like. If I can play my chess pieces right, I can live the exchange with the Glamora and still remove hazards at the same time. If it is a Darkrai, I am 3-hit KO'd by Timid Ice Beam, which is no, I'm not. Hold on. Hold the phone here. Glamora. Where is Glamora at? Where's Glamora at? 2-hit KO'd. Excuse me. I'm 2-hit KO'd by Timid and Modest Energy Ball. That was a big thing. Regarding the Darkrai, I live an Ice Beam from Timid or Modest Darkrai. Both of those, if they have a Life Orb, I also live that. I can go for a Rapid Spin to then be faster than them, knock it out with a Close Combat from there. The last Pokemon we are bringing on the team is going to be Peeta, the Mudsdale. He's holding his Chesto Berry with the Stamina ability. We have Rest, Body Press, Iron Defense, and Rock Slide. 176 EVs and HP, 80 in defense, 252 in special defense. If I didn't have the sliver in my mind that said he's bringing Hisuian Zoroark, I probably could get away with doing like a Rest Talk, Iron Defense, Body Press set. But somewhere, or like Terra Ghost Rhyperior or Terra Ghost Zapdos, right? Like either one of those two. So that said, if I can convince myself, if I can remove all the ghost pieces, Iron Defense Body Press has a like phenomenal chance to do this. What are the key things that are going to blow me backwards? Palafin, offensive Terra Zapdos. Rillaboom. Any variant of Rillaboom if I don't have an Iron Defense up. So there's a few Pokemon that I can Iron Defense up on. Something like Cinccino, I need to be careful for Encore if I go for the Iron Defense. Zoroark, I don't like it too much, obviously, because I can't hit it with Body Press. Rock Slide does 3-hit KO it if I need to find myself in a 1v1 scenario. And 3-hit KO'd by Timid Darkrai Ice Beam, excuse me. I 2-hit KO'd in return with an unboosted Body Press. If it is a max HP, like a very bulky set, I do end up OHKOing it afterwards with a Body Press after at +3. So if he attacks me and I go for the Iron Defense, I can then knock it out next turn if it is max HP. Obviously, if he is like a Chople set from there, you know what? Obviously, you got me. Other than that, like I said, there's some opportunities that I have to get an Iron Defense up. If I find myself in a situation where this can kind of start to steamroll, great. If not, so be it. That is going to be the team. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys at the battle. All right, so we do see the Palafin. He didn't bring the Darkrai. Oh, wow. Okay, so Palafin is here. Rhyperior is here. Rillaboom is here. Zoroark is here. Zapdos is here. And Glimmora is here. So what I want to consider with this is that could be like a very terrain heavy team potentially. Let me make sure that I've got my Terras here. Rhyperior is fairy like we talked about, so that makes me think it is lightning rod. Zapdos is water, maybe weather ball in the rain, something like that. I still love my ability to lead off with the Great Tusk here. That's going to be the game plan still. We can take a hit from about everything in my mind. So I'm feeling okay about that. I obviously do need to be mindful about the Zoroark. So Zoroark has Illusion. Rillaboom likely has Grassy Surge. Rhyperior, I'm going to assume, has Lightning Rod. Palafin 0 to Hero. Zapdos, I don't think he'd run Pressure anymore. I think if you run Pressure Zapdos, it's a little weird. Not a little weird, just I feel like Static gives you more benefit for that. Toxic Debris on Glimmora. I don't think you could run Corrosion for my Golden Go, maybe. I don't know. But I feel like Toxic Debris gets you a little bit more mileage out of that. So we're gonna go ahead and lead off with the Great Tusk, like we talked about, and just kind of see where the cards fall. You know, we said our good luck, have fun. So I'm looking forward to it. Had some kind words earlier. Last game of the regular season. Let's lock it in, baby. Leads off with the Palafin. Okay. So Banded Palafin flip turn does do 45 to 54 to me. I am faster than Banded Palafin, so I could go for a rapid spin here. That could also prove to be Hisuian Zoroark at that point. Which again, I take pretty nicely, aside from a Grass Knot from max special attack. I am just going to go for the rapid spin to get my speed up and see what he wants to go into from there. If we can get some pre-existing damage off on anything, that'll help us start to identify the Zoroark as well. Again, if he is adamant Palafin, I do outspeed him. If he's Jolly Banded Palafin, he outspeeds. Hyper Beam Zoroark. All right, buddy. All right, buddy. All right, buddy. Okay. Okay. Relax. 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 I'm going to headlong rush you now. Okay, sir. All right. Yeah, there's your sash. All right. All right. I want to keep this thing around. It does outspeed the Glimmora and things like that, so I don't want to take whatever hit he's about to go for. The play into Florges to me feels fine. Quite honestly. We know he's not choiced, and we know the sash is gone there, so that's good. That's good. Goes for the Hyper Voice from there. That does a lot of damage. Is that modest? 25... Leftovers getting me back like a 16th. Is that it? Maybe. Maybe. Let's just go for a Wish here. I'm at 75%. Sludge Bomb does about 35 to 41 if he wants to go for it, but I'm going to set up a wish. Just a little bit of insurance. The Hyper Beam is crazy tech, by the way. Like, I don't know if that was a tech to, like, knock out the lead Great Tusk, right? But yeah, I just think that was a very solid play. Goes to Hyper Voice again. Okay. That was a crit. That's unfortunate. If I wish, does that get me out of the range of the Hyper Beam now incoming? I don't think so. I'm at 31%. It does not. Damn, that crit was a little unfortunate here. All right, so we reconnected. We got back here. There was a little bit of some back and forth that we did in order to recreate this, in order to get down to the critical hit stage. There is one roll that I can get against a timid Zoroark that would have KO'd me from the range that I was at. 6% chance for him to knock me out from there. I ended up going for the Moonblast as he went and revealed he was going to go for the Nasty Plot. In order to get to about the most reasonable amount of HP as possible, we did a series of steps to where everybody's around the same HP they would have been. We are picking the game up from here. And let me just say my have fun's back, because this is probably about 30 minutes later. We figured out the appropriate step of course of action on how to go about this. So Florges KOs Zoroark with Moonblast. Which to me looks a lot better for I still need Rillaboom and Palafin out of here a little bit. Let's see what the cards hold for us here. Oh, there's no way. There's literally no way. There's literally no way. There's literally no way. Showdown. All right. We have gone through about 5 or 6 recreations on cartridge trying to get this between network disconnections and trying to get as close to a good amount of HP as possible. Some of them, if I did any sort of a highlight reel, then you already saw them. And if I didn't, depending on my mood, there were crits on the Shadow Balls. There were defense drops. There was a turn 1 Hyper Beam crit that blew back my Great Tusk. So it's been fun. So we just decided for Showdown just to go into it. So I certainly apologize for the lack of... I'm just responding back to him in the Showdown chat that says, now we have fun. We're having fun. We're having fun. Game doesn't matter for play. We're both in playoffs. It just really thing matters in standings at the end of the day. So we're still going to play it out. I'm tired. This is a 1-hour raw file as of right now because I've been trying to keep everything here together for the integrity of footage. And it's just been nightmarish. So in comes the actual Palafin now. Which is not what I want to see, because if it is banded, Wave Crash will knock me out. So what I'm thinking here is, like, Flip Turn makes the most sense. So if you're not banded, let's figure out if you're not banded, right? 50 to 54, I still live that, so I can just go for a Synthesis here, I feel like. On the flip, 64 to 21... is 64 to 21 is 43%. So you are 64 to 21. What's the math there on that? That's we do this song. That's 43%. So you're not even max attack. Jolly at that point. You're not even max attack Jolly at that point. So let me make sure that I get my notes here. Not banned, not max attack Jolly. We got the flip turn here. Okay, so just got to try to figure out what's going to go on from there. So this will still put me at a net HP positive because the Synthesis will put me at 71%. In comes the Glamora on a balloon. Very nice. So 77% without the Darkrai around really puts me in a spot to where I would like to just go for a Moonblast to break that. Yeah, I can take that. Let's go for a Moonblast here. Alternatively, I could go for a Calm Mind. Moonblast to break the sub. Moonblast to break the balloon. Sludge Bomb does 36 to 43 after I go +1. I could synthesis up there afterwards. I'm going to go for the Calm Mind on the Sludge Wave. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Now at 18%, the Sludge Wave will knock me out. However, does it knock out my AV? Great Tusk from where it's at. Sludge Wave was 18 to 22. I am at 28%. Obviously, if he gets me, he got me. Good. I think he has to. Is there benefit in keeping this around? Maybe it's like a sack, potentially. Let me try to go into Great Tusk here. Close combat will do 63 to 74 to this thing. There's Sludge Wave. Puts me down to 8%, which is fine. Again, on an air balloon, it's not doing too much. Close combat feels like my play. Alternatively, if you do have Spiky Shield, that puts me out here, and then you're still on the balloon. Let's think. Let's think about this. Stone Edge is doing 35 to 41 and would break it. Close combat would not. I'll go for the Stone Edge here. Yeah, I figured that was going to be the best bet. The Toxic Debris does go up. Air Balloon is popped. Sludge Wave comes out, knocks me out. The Mon meant to handle the Glamora is no more. Glamora KOs Tusk with Sludge Wave. Okay, little unfortunate. What I can do here is go into... So Cinccino can eventually take this, right? Cinccino can eventually take this. Mudsdale into Glamora. We know that something like an Energy Ball is doing 41 to 48. So let's go out into Mudsdale here. And I am just going to go for the Iron Defense right off rip. Sludge Wave. I put Sludge Wave on the Palafin. There's the Energy Ball. I take that. I do get the defense boost. I'm not going to be at +2. The 46%, that's a little unfortunate with the poison damage because now I'm at 42%. And that is a roll in his favor because I have 159. There is literally one roll that does not kill me here. I will try to go for it and hit the rest. No, that was it right there. Okay. Glamora KOs Mudsdale with Energy Ball. Okay. Cinccino we go. Cinccino we go. I think the first thing I do is tidy up. Get these spikes out of here. Sludge Wave comes off. Crits me. Okay, we're having fun. We're having fun. We're having fun. We're having so much fun. Can I get into a position with low kicks against this thing? Glamora, Sludge Wave. Power Gem always kills me. He's got the Power Gem. I feel like he'd have the Power Gem, right? I did get the hazards out of the way, though. Let's go into... I think I got to go into Bolt here and just hope, right? Bolt into the Glamora. Glamora can 2-hit KO me with Earth Power. I can get the Calm Mind up. And then maybe do something with low kicks thereafter. We'll give her a go. There's the Earth Power. 55%. Yep. So I'll be at +1. I'll take the next Earth Power after that. I'll just go for the Thunderbolt now. Yep, there's Spadef drop. All right, Raging Bolt got that out of there. Great. I might have even been able to knock it out from there. I'm a little frustrated with like the crit into this followed by that, so I'll tell you right now. Thunderbolt may have it. It was a 2-hit KO either way. So I think I'm okay. I took the +1. He was at 64%. Thunderbolt into this thing, like a max was 56 to 66. So I'm fine with that. He knows I've got Calm Mind and Thunderbolt, so I think he's got to worry about with something like the Palafin coming around if I go for a Thunderclap. 3 to 4, not the best. Yeah, you have to wonder if I've got the Thunderclap, right? I mean, I'll go for it. You've got the Jet Punch, right? Can I go for Sunny Day here? Just to nerf you and then go into my low kicks, maybe? No, that was not going to be it. Okay. Palafin, KOs, Raging Bolt, get Jet Punch. Okay. Can low kicks do anything here? Palafin Hero. You are jolly, not banded. And you don't have that much attack. We know this. Wave Crash has a chance to knock me out. Yeah, I think that's all she wrote there, guys. I think the Glamora exchange there is a little unfortunate. I can go for the like +2 Terra Bug, but if you're not max attack, then you definitely have investment there. Would the Trailblaze into the Sucker Punch do anything for me? Trailblaze do about 26 to 31. Maybe I gotta go for it. I can go for it. There's the Jet Punch. I live that. There's Trailblaze. I'll be faster now. But I don't believe I get anything back off that. So I will just go for the Sucker Punch here just in case I crit. I do not. Palafin is going to knock me out. And that's what she wrote there. You know, that's I mean, we are in the playoffs regardless. You know, it's a little unfortunate that after the, you know, back and forth that we just had here as far as like trying to get it on cartridge for a better quality, that's kind of how it went, but is what it is. I certainly appreciate you guys watching this video. I don't really have, you know, I certainly apologize for less than a cheery demeanor. Certainly thank you to Uzi for, you know, being, you know, accommodating with getting the battle together and just kind of the delays and the recreations. It's certainly not fun for anybody involved. You know, ended up the way that it was supposed to at the end of the day. So that's Pokemon. That's the game we play. Certainly hope you guys have enjoyed. If you guys have, leave a like, subscribe for more because we're going to playoffs, baby. Hope you guys have a good one. As always, I'm going to remind you guys to be great and do great. And I'll see you guys next week for playoffs, baby. Later.